2 things about Agentic AI. Number 1, if you are not already utilizing or thinking about utilizing Agentic AI, you are behind the 8 ball. Number 2, what is Agentic AI, right? How are you supposed to be able to use it if you don't understand exactly what it means? So here I'm going to break it down for you. Now, prior to generative AI hitting the scene, we had something that is sometimes referred to as ANI, stands for Artificial Narrow Intelligence. Now, a really good example of that is a company called Digital Diagnostics. Now, it turns out diabetic retinopathy is the leading cause of preventable blindness in adults, right? But sometimes it can be difficult to get to an ophthalmologist, right? Well, Digital Diagnostics is able to take an image of someone's eye, which has been taken with a retinal camera, which is, small. You can have it maybe at a primary care doctor's office. And in under 60 seconds, it will analyze that scan of somebody's eye, and it will come back with a binary answer. Yes, the patient has diabetic retinopathy, or no, the patient does not have diabetic retinopathy. Now, even if someone had heavy cataracts or even an object coming out of their eye, this type of software program would not recognize it. Only been able to recognize it for that one very specific thing that it was created for, which means it's optimizing a task. Now, in the world of autonomy, there are 5 levels. Level 1 is like a calculator, right? And level 5 is like the Terminator. Level 5, as far as any company has announced, has not been reached yet, but it will be, pretty soon. Now, Digital Diagnostics is actually level 4 autonomous, and that is because it's in a very controlled environment with a very specific goal. Now, fast forward to generative AI. Now, generative AI is really just a statistical tool that will be able to statistically figure out the next word in a given sentence, a next pixel in an image, or the next frame in a video based on its training data. Now, in healthcare, we're using generative AI a lot to do what's called an AI-based medical scribe. Now, these are medical scribes that are able to transcribe the clinic visit. They are able to summarize it, right? And then they're able to write up things like prior authorizations. It's a big deal because United Healthcare, the largest of the private payers, they spent 13 million hours every year just on prior authorizations. And so generative AI is able to speed that up significantly. Now, on the level of autonomy, it's actually only level 2. There's a reason for that, right? It has the ability to hallucinate, right? Completely make up things that aren't actually true. And I would say that that is actually a feature and not a bug, because generative AI does just that, right? It generates new content that doesn't exist anywhere else. Now, let's go to Agentic AI. Now, Agentic AI would not exist without generative AI, but whereas generative AI generates and ANI is able to optimize, Agentic AI is able to take action, right? And so some simple things that we're seeing in, say, the healthcare industry. Imagine a patient has a continuous lead EKG on their chest, which means they are getting over 1,000 data points every single day just on that one sensor. Well, Agentic AI is able to see that data, compare it against a patient's baseline data, alert a nurse or another type of clinician when it's outside of that normal data, and then it's able to do things like log it in the EHR, right? And so it's actually taking actions versus just generating new content.